Welcome, dear listeners, to a spine-chilling tale. Tonight, we explore the dark and mysterious history of Elmwood Manor, a place where the past refuses to stay buried. This is the story of the Haunting of Elmwood Manor. On a foggy evening, Sarah and John Matthews arrived at their newly purchased home, Elmwood Manor. The fog hung thick in the air, swirling around the ancient trees that lined the driveway. The mansion loomed ahead, its dark silhouette barely visible through the mist. As they approached, the wrought-iron gates creaked open, seemingly of their own accord, welcoming them into the eerie embrace of their new home. The couple exchanged nervous glances, both feeling a mix of excitement and trepidation. They had heard stories about Elmwood Manor, tales of its haunted past and the mysterious occurrences that had driven previous owners away. But they were determined to make it their own, to uncover the truth behind the legends and restore the mansion to its former glory. They were enchanted by its charm and history, unaware of the dark secrets it held. The mansion had stood for centuries, a testament to a bygone era. Its walls were steeped in history, each room a silent witness to the lives that had passed through. As they explored the grounds, they marveled at the intricate architecture, the Gothic spires and ornate carvings that adorned the exterior. Inside, the mansion was a labyrinth of rooms and corridors, each more mysterious than the last. The air was thick with the scent of aged wood and something else, something they couldn't quite identify. It was as if the very walls were whispering secrets, beckoning them to uncover the truth.
Look at this place, John. It's even more stunning than the pictures. The grand foyer was a sight to behold, with its sweeping staircase and crystal chandelier. The walls were lined with portraits of stern-faced ancestors, their eyes seeming to follow them as they moved. The furniture was antique, each piece a work of art in its own right. Sarah ran her fingers over the polished wood of a side table, marveling at the craftsmanship. She could hardly believe that this magnificent mansion was now theirs.
It really is. I can't believe we got it for such a good price. John's voice was filled with awe as he took in the grandeur of their new home. They had been searching for the perfect house for months, and Elmwood Manor had seemed too good to be true. The price had been surprisingly low given the mansion's size and history. But now, standing in the grand foyer, it all made sense. The mansion was beautiful, but it was also old and in need of repair. They had a lot of work ahead of them, but they were ready for the challenge. Let's get inside and start unpacking. They had brought only the essentials with them, planning to move the rest of their belongings once they had settled in. The first room they tackled was the kitchen, a large, airy space with high ceilings and a massive fireplace. They unpacked their dishes and cookware, marveling at the size of the room. Next, they moved on to the living room, a cozy space with a large bay window that overlooked the garden. They set up their furniture, arranging it to make the room feel warm and inviting. As they worked, they talked about their plans for the mansion, the renovations they wanted to make, and the parties they would host.
As they stepped inside, a chill ran down their spines. The mansion was beautiful, but it was also eerie. The air was thick with the scent of aged wood and something else. Something they couldn't quite identify. It was as if the very walls were whispering secrets, beckoning them to uncover the truth. They had heard stories about Elmwood Manor, tales of its haunted past and the mysterious occurrences that had driven previous owners away. But they were determined to make it their own, to uncover the truth behind the legends and restore the mansion to its former glory. The air was thick with the scent of aged wood and something else, something they couldn't quite identify. It was as if the very walls were whispering secrets, beckoning them to uncover the truth. They had heard stories about Elmwood Manor, tales of its haunted past and the mysterious occurrences that had driven previous owners away. But they were determined to make it their own, to uncover the truth behind the legends and restore the mansion to its former glory. As they explored the mansion, they discovered hidden rooms and secret passages, each one more mysterious than the last. They found old journals and letters filled with cryptic messages and clues about the mansion's past. The more they uncovered, the more they realized that Elmwood Manor was not just a house, but a living, breathing entity with a history and a soul of its own. They were determined to unravel its mysteries, to uncover the truth behind the legends and restore the mansion to its former glory. And as they delved deeper into the mansion's past, they began to realize that they were not alone. The spirits of the past were still present, watching and waiting, their presence felt in every creak of the floorboards and every whisper of the wind. But Sarah and John were not afraid. They were determined to make Elmwood Manor their home, to uncover its secrets and bring it back to life. And as they stood in the grand foyer looking out at the foggy evening, they knew that they were ready for whatever lay ahead. That night, as they settled in, strange occurrences began. Sarah noticed them first.
John, did you hear that?
Hear what? Go back to sleep, Sarah.
But Sarah couldn't rest. She heard whispers, faint and unintelligible, coming from the hallway. She decided to investigate.
Hello, is someone there?
Sarah saw a shadowy figure at the end of the hall. It vanished as quickly as it appeared, leaving her shaken and bewildered. The following day, Sarah and John decided to delve into the manor's history. They visited the local library and found an old newspaper article about Elmwood Manor.
Elmwood Manor, built in the late 1800s, was once home to the wealthy Elmwood family. The manor fell into disrepair after a series of mysterious deaths.
Mysterious deaths? What happened?
The last owner, Margaret Elmwood, was found dead under suspicious circumstances. Since then, the manor has remained abandoned.
That evening, the paranormal activity intensified. Objects moved on their own, doors slammed, and the whispers became louder and more distinct.
Panicking. John, we need to leave. Something's very wrong here.
Determined. No, we need to understand what's happening. We can't just run away.
They decided to hold a séance, hoping to communicate with the spirits and learn their story.
Softly. Spirits of Elmwood Manor, we seek your presence. Tell us your story.
Echoing, leave this place. You are not welcome here.
Terrified, Sarah and John continued their investigation. They discovered an old diary hidden in the attic, belonging to Margaret Elmwood.
Reading. March 3rd, 1895. Something evil has taken hold of this house. My family is tormented by dark forces. I fear for our lives.
Realizing Margaret tried to warn us. The spirits here are restless because of the evil that still lingers.
Determined to cleanse the manor, Sarah and John sought the help of a priest.
Serious. I've heard of Elmwood Manor. It's said to be cursed.
As the exorcism began, the spirits fought back, the manor shook, and the air filled with an oppressive energy.
Commanding, in the name of God, I command you to leave this place.
Screaming, you cannot banish us. We are bound to this land.
In a final desperate act, the priest revealed that a sacrifice was needed to break the curse. Someone had to offer their life willingly.
Determined. I'll do it. I can't let Sarah suffer anymore.
Crying, no, John, there must be another way.
Solemnly, it is the only way. John's sacrifice will free the spirits and cleanse the manor.
John's sacrifice was not in vain. The dark forces were banished, and the spirits of Elmwood Manor were finally at peace. Sarah left Elmwood Manor, forever changed by the experience. She vowed to tell the story of her husband's bravery and the haunting of Elmwood Manor ensuring that the past would never be forgotten. Thank you for joining us on this chilling journey. Remember, some places are haunted not by spirits but by the echoes of the past. Until next time, stay safe and sleep well, if you can.